What's good, Black Star Podcast? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jared. Y'all, today we're going to be looking at a video from Hemi and Muscle. Now, I just want to say something here, and this is a very important fact and topic of discussion. Now, I just want to let you guys know something about the new vehicles that are on the market. They are not the vehicles of yesteryear, nor the vehicles of the early 2000s. And let me explain why. Advancements in technology and advancements in equipment for these vehicles has caused these vehicles to actually increase in price. Now, here's the problem with that. Your vehicle price upon purchase, whether it be in the used market or the new car market, has gone up significantly. You got SUVs starting out around mid 40s to all the way up to 100 to 200 to $300,000. So from the from the lower tier Mazdas to the upper tier Mercedes, Maybachs, Rolls Royce Cullinans, and all that shit. All of these new cars are expensive as hell. They're not the vehicles of yesteryear. Now imagine that when you have a newer SUV and you're having buyer's remorse. Now, keep in mind, let's say you get an SUV that's a Ford Explorer, 40 to 50K or more, and so on and so forth. Look at this.
Good morning to all my baddies in the car industry. Today is Saturday and it is 9:45. I have 4 deals working up right now. 3 of them have already left me some money ready to contract.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, man. Welcome back to the channel. Today, guys, we're gonna react to some videos. Guys, we're gonna have some fun in this video with no specific order. Let's get into it. Let's go.
23 Grand Cherokee. Income, I don't think will be a problem here. I think the bigger issue is going to be credit history. We have a 487. You have a repo or charge.
47, and you have a repo or a charge off? Oh, how the fuck are these people getting approved? How the fuck are these people getting approved for vehicles? I can't even get approved. I've never had a car repoed. And my credit score is not even... My credit score is in the 600s. I mean, yeah, that's fair, and that's a little bit, you know... Yeah. But still, damn.
Off, you have Philadelphia child support for $30,000 that's in collections, and you have a small line of credit that's open for 3 months, and then everything else is negative. Best case, I would be looking at a small car or a cosigner to add scrap.
I just took a look at the application for you, bro. We ran the credit. The credit's a little bit lower than where we anticipated you to be. Half of it's just because of that exit or repossession, and then you have a child support collection that's also oppressing the credit a little bit. But we don't want you to be discouraged by this. We can still get you a decent approval here on a vehicle. Now, if we're going to be able to get you a loan with...
How they going to get him a decent approval with a repo? We got child support, debt he ain't paid. How they going to get him a decent deal? I'm going to know this myself.
Out any help into a Grand Cherokee is going to be very questionable just because of where the credit is. Maybe a smaller SUV, smaller car to start, something for you to establish the credit and then get yourself into something like a Grand Cherokee. But if we have to do this Grand Cherokee for you, brother, we're probably just going to need a little bit of help. Could we add some strength on here?
Well, how do you do that?
I would say a cosigner, brother, someone who has a little bit of credit strength. If you're open to cars, brother, I can still try and get you approved for a car. It'll probably be maybe something like a Ford Escape, or maybe Fusion, maybe a Malibu, something like that for you to just start building credit in again.
Just let me know what you can get me approved for.
All right, brother. Let me work this for you. I'll get this done. I'll call you right back, okay?
All right, thanks.
So.
Now, the only problem with that, guys, when you tell them, I just see what you can do for me, that's when they really get you. A lot of times, the car dealership is not working for your best interest. Trust me, they're trying to make as much money as possible off the deal. A lot of them have relationships with banks, so people they've done a lot of deals with, so sometimes they can call and they'll make an exception for certain deals. So a lot of times when your credit messed up like that, that's what they're doing. When folks' credit not right, they always want to go for the most expensive car. When your credit bad, you got to just get something regular. That Cherokee about $70,000 if you get one fully loaded, and if you got bad credit, you can be paying about $1,500 a month. So at least he's trying to look out for him. Say, hey, look, we gotta get you something cheaper, man. When you trying to get this Grand Cherokee, we probably ain't gonna be able to make that happen. That's wild.
Yeah, man.
What's going on?
That customer that flew in from Texas for the Jeep told us she was pre-approved. Turns out she's not quite so pre-approved.
What's happening?
So she was pre-approved through Global Lending.
Oh man. I already knew when he said global lending, that's definitely like a fourth chance financing company. Would have been like a third chance, but I'm just saying they strictly deal with subprime customers. If your credit ain't right, they're gonna send you right to them bammers. Trust me.
So she did one of those like Car Gurus pre-approvals?
Yeah, she was she's
Car
basically
guru.
good to go.
Well, as we know, that's far from the truth. Those Car Gurus pre-approvals are essentially just a
Nothing.
link form. I mean, they're so far from an actual approval. Did she submit a credit app yet?
She just did it now. Can you please take a look at it, see if there's anything we can do, any way for you to salvage it before I have to tell her to get back on a plane and go back to Texas?
That's crazy.
That's the last thing I want. 544 credit score. Let's see. There's a mortgage that she is past due on. Has 2 open auto loans. I'm sorry, 3 open auto loans, but they are all current. Looks like the income is solid though, so
Yeah.
let me submit it and see what we got here. Capital One came through with a good approval, but they need proof that the mortgage is up to date. Obviously, that's not going to appear on a billing cycle, but can you find out a little bit more about that? What's going on with the mortgage? Is she up to date? Did she get caught up? Let's find out a little bit more about that because that's ultimately going to decide whether we actually have an approval here.
So she actually just paid the mortgage yesterday. She sent me a receipt. It's in my email. I'll forward it to you, see if it'll work with Capital One.
Yeah, let me send it over to our rep. Typically, I know in the past with stuff like this, they like to see it shown reflecting current on the statement. But because of the circumstances, let me call to see if I can work a couple things here. All right, I just spoke to our rep. He's said to roll it. He's confident that with this receipt of the mortgage being paid, that it'll get taken care of in funding. The payment isn't bad. We're at $416 a month, so that's below our payment goal, which is good. But the most important thing is we don't have to send her back home to Texas without a car. That could have been real ugly.
I would never ever do that. There's no way I'm gonna fly somewhere with a pre-approval that I got through some kind of online thing with cars.com.
The first thing my ass would do if I'm trying to get a pre-approval, the first thing I'm fucking doing before I do any of that shit is this. I'm going to make sure I'm approved before I even go. That is wild to me. You going based off of a pre-approval? Oh my God. No, sir. Fuck that. That is wild to me. You going based off of a pre-approval for? Yeah, ma'am. You about to fuck yourself up. Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that. Anyways, let's continue.
Because that stuff is not accurate. You talking about Westlake, what's that credit acceptance? Those people, man. Trust me, if they didn't pull your credit, like you didn't get a hard pull on your credit, you not officially approved. That pre-approved crap is some nonsense. I'd never ever go by that stuff. Matter of fact, I would never even apply for an auto loan through Car Gurus. That's just a no-no. But she real lucky because she flew in. Just think if they didn't get that deal done, she would have went back home with no car. That's crazy.
If anybody knows anybody that works at Mazda, and I don't mean that like a salesman or something like that. I mean like at Mazda. Okay, like up here for the company. Could you do me a favor? Could you give them that? Could you just give them that for me? I would really appreciate that. Let me tell you. So I walked. I had a beautiful Ford Explorer, 3rd row, fully loaded, limited edition. Loved my car, but I drive a lot, and I mean a lot. So my car was tired. The engine was going. The warranty company was just hosing me. It wasn't a good situation. So
Well, ma'am, here's the thing. With these newer vehicles, they're not built These newer cars, they're made with smaller, more high tolerance engines, and these engines aren't built to last. They got these, especially for the Explorers. These newer Explorers, they're optioned out between two to three different engine combos. The inline four, the 2.2 liter inline four, or 3 liter, 2.3 liter inline four, the 5 liter, no, not the 5 liter, the 3 liter that's in the Ford ST, the Ford Edge, no, the Ford Explorer ST, and I think it's the 3.5 liter that's in the Raptors. They have them in that. But these engines are not built for long longevity. They're only built for you to get up to 60,000 miles, and then you got to replace time and chain guides. You got to replace a lot of engine components, and it's not worth it. And that's what a lot of people don't get and see, because when it comes down to it, a lot of people, they buy these vehicles, and these vehicles they will fail them, especially when it comes time to let's just say, when it comes time to repair them, they're a lot more expensive than you need them to be.
Needed an upgrade. So I go in and I went car shopping, and I was doing the whole thing, place to place to place, and I found a dealership that I liked. The people were super nice, and I was like, okay, let's do this. And they show me this gorgeous little car, and it's like a third row. It's a hybrid model, so half gas, half electric, does all these great things. So I thought, all right, so look, I bought a blue one. I bought a beautiful blue.
She said third row. The only Mazda that has a third row is the CX-90. The new CX-90. And she said it's a hybrid. So she has a CX-90 PHEV. So petrol hybrid. Petrol hybrid electric vehicle. That comes with a 4-cylinder hybrid, and it's turbocharged, I think. I think that vehicle's around 50 grand. Yeah, ma'am, you got screwed.
Mazda CX-90, a 2025, car.
Very nice.
Well, I brought it home that night. I park it in my driveway. I get it home. I go to get up the next morning and leave for the first time ever. The whole car, I back up about 4 feet, and the whole car locks up, shuts down.
Man.
Can't drive it. It says.
That's what I've been hearing about these new cars, guys, that a lot of them just crap. And we kind of talked about this in my last video. A lot of these 2025 vehicles, they charge you 100,000, 60,000, and they crap. They just stop working in people's driveways. This is a prime example of that right here. So just because your car new, that don't mean it's always the best. That's for sure.
This is battery leakage. Oh, that's not terrifying.
Battery leakage? Wait, whoa. The fuck you mean by battery leakage? If I hear battery leakage, that bitch, I'm calling up the dealership. I'm calling everybody. Wait, what the fuck is going on in my car? Talk about battery leakage. And I've been hearing a lot of issues about some of these cars, especially when it comes to the hybrids. Engine failures, transmission replacements, especially in the RX-3, the RX-500s. RX-500s, the hybrid high performance RXs and through Lexus. Oh yeah, we've had several transmission replacements because of the drive system failure. Several. Yeah.
So it locks down. I can't move it. I can't put it in park. I can't put it in drive. I can't do anything.
That's crazy.
I call Mazda, and they send out a tow truck. They have to put dollies under the wheels because the wheels are locked, and he can't even tow it up on the trucks. They put it on dollies. They haul it down there. They look at it. They're like, this isn't going to work. So let's put you in a black one. Okay, fine. I don't care about the color. It's exactly the same car, but now I got to do all the paperwork again. Now I got to have a whole nother plate because they messed up the paperwork and I ended up with a new plate and then a plate that I was from my old car. And anyway, look, it's just been a hassle. I ended up with 2 VIN numbers on my credit. I ended up with 2, because it looks like I went in the same day and I bought 2 different cars. So now I'm getting dinged for that.
So she had to run her credit twice, 2 different cars. That's 2 dings on her credit. But from what I understand now, you get like a 2-week window. Might be 30 days now. So all the inquiries you acquire, they end up going into 1 after 45 days. Leave in the comments, guys, if I'm right. I think that's how it works nowadays.
That's super fun. And then with the black one, after a month or so, I start getting all these alerts on my phone. There's a smartphone system, so it sends me, it's charging, it's not charging, your door is unlocked. It sends you all these alerts. My phone is going off like crazy all of a sudden. I just plugged it in a few minutes before, and it's like, your car is charged, your car is not charging, your car is plugged in and not charging, your car is charging, the car might be It was a mess, and it was getting really old. So I called them and I said, hey, and I told them what happened. I take it down there. They had it a while. They put me in a loaner car. They said they'd fix it. They asked me to come back and pick it up. I go back and I pick it up. Then they come and they put me, or I bring it home and I plug it in to charge it yet again. And it starts making this really loud noise. And the hybrid ones, they're silent. Like you don't hear it, especially if the car is off and charging. So then when I plug it in and it starts making this really loud noise, I record it with my phone. I send it to Mazda, the dealership, not the ones that I would like you to give them, the ones who produce this piece of crap. So I send it to Mazda. They're like, that's not right. I'm like, well, no shit, Sherlock. So they have me bring it back in. I bring it back in. They put me in another loaner and I'm constant. I've had 5 loaner cars since March. Keep that in mind. This is not a new thing. This is it's constant. And I'm over it. I've been so nice and so patient, and I'm tired. So it starts making noise. I take it down there. They have had it for months. Apparently, with these models, and I want you to know, because if you're looking at them, I want you to run. Seriously, don't buy this car. Apparently, what had happened with mine, Mazda had to get involved because the dealership didn't know how to handle it, because apparently it was the AC lines that run all underneath the car. Was shooting shrapnel. It was unraveling, literally unraveling as I'm driving and shooting shrapnel all through my AC lines, all throughout my car, into the battery. The battery is unraveling. Like everything is just coming apart in this car. And I'm driving. Anyway,
that's crazy.
I'm driving my children in this, so that's part of this is not okay. So I take it down there. They've had it for months. It's been in pieces. They've been waiting for Mazda up here to fix it. They're waiting to figure out what to do. They called me today and they're like, hey, come get your car. I don't want the car. I filed the lemon law paperwork weeks ago. I'm over it. I don't want this loaner car because it's the same one that I bought, but a worse model. It's an ugly red color, which that's fine. I don't need to be petty, but it's not what I bought. It's not what I want. So I lemon lawed it because I have every right to do that. I send in all their paperwork. I have to send in a W-9. I have to send in all the Mazda financial records. I have to send in my bank statements showing the payments come out. I have to keep making the payments. I have to keep maintaining the extensive insurance on it.
And that's the thing right there. When you're going through this stuff in a brand new.
Okay. This is the first time I've ever heard about this with any hybrid vehicle. I know about the hybrid powertrain shit that goes wrong, but this is the first time I've ever heard about a hybrid system and the AC lines shooting shrapnel through the AC line. This is the first time I've ever heard this. Now, it sounds to me like Mazda used cheap parts and they did not use the proper material to build the right kind of parts that will last at least 60,000 miles. Because if this is happening and you just got the car off of the lot and is doing this, that's why I say all the time, I would not get anything hybrid. If I do get a hybrid, it's going to be an older hybrid, but preferably I prefer gas, pure gas, no hybrid system, no nothing, because too many issues. You got to think. You got to think about it like this. When it comes down to hybrid systems, you got to think about there's two different engines. There's an electric engine and there's a gas engine. They work in unison. So one system goes wrong, that car is bricked. The other system goes wrong, that car is not running right. Or if your gas engine goes out, you're running purely on battery electric. And if it's not if it's a non-plug-in hybrid, the vehicle's not going to move or not going to have any range because the engine is the quote-unquote generator to the batteries. So it's a lot of issues that come with that. That's why I said like this. If I ever got a car, if I get another car, it's gonna be a used car for Facebook Market. $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, don't matter to me. Other than that, these new cars ain't worth the damn prices that they're charging for them. They're not.
Car, they expect you to keep making the payments. That would blow me. I'd be mad as I don't know what. There's no way. All that she's going through and still got to make that $800 payment. Oh no. That's why a lot of times, man, like they say, the cash cars is the best cars because sometimes those new cars, man, jeez.
And I can't even drive it. I'm just in a loaner that I don't want and I don't feel safe in. I send in a certified letter. Nonetheless, I send it all in. I do everything I'm supposed to do. I paid the $8 to get the stupid signature on it like they wanted, and I did my part, and I want to be done. Nonetheless, the dealership says, hey, we need our loaner back, but your car is ready. We put it together today. So I left Orlando. I drove all the way, a little over 2 hours to Port Richey, to Mazda, to pick up my car. I pull out of the dealership. I get a quarter of a mile, and my kids are like, Mom, we don't have any AC in the back.
Golly,
living in Florida, I need that.
That's ridiculous.
So I did a U-turn, took it right back. Sure enough, they didn't hook it up right. So they have my car again, and I'm back in the loaner, and they're like, just come pick up your car on Monday. And I'm like, fine, I'll come get my car on Monday. I come home, I plug this one in, and it's doing the same thing. Sorry. It's making the loud humming noise. So now this car is unraveling too, and I'm supposed to drive to the Panhandle tomorrow, which is 5 hours away, in a car that's unraveling.
Yeah, that's terrible, man. That's ridiculous. It's like, what do? You know what I mean? I feel for her, man. That's crazy.
I hate it so much. I put down almost $11,000.
Oh,
she put an $11,000 down payment on this? Boy, she need a hug. Boy, sometimes you gotta laugh to keep from fucking crying because at this point, I would have been livid. Oh, so my car keeps doing this shit? Boy, I'm glad I know what the fuck I'm doing when it comes to cars and know what the fuck I'm looking at. Because if I wouldn't have seen this shit, boy, I would have been nigga, please. If it were me, they would have seen a Negro act like a fool. I'm telling you that right the fuck now. They would have seen El Negro come out because that's some bullshit. If I ever heard it, you telling me that my car is literally fucking eating itself alive? It's eating itself alive. That right there would piss me the fuck off. I ain't gonna cap. I ain't even gonna bullshit you not. I would have flipped. I would have flipped my shit. Got this punk ass car, and the car about to damn near blow up on my hell no.
As a down payment, and I'm paying several hundred a month for that, not including the insurance.
Those she's paying a lot for that car. That's an expensive vehicle.
And I have kept my cool, and I have been so kind. Do not buy this car. Do not buy this car. It is a 2025 Mazda CX-90, the
Wow,
FEV
the
V
big
model
boy.
Skything. Don't buy it.
That's crazy right there. Man, I've been in similar situations.
Yeah, she need a fucking hug. Cause the fact that you bought a car, you put 11,000 down as a down payment, and you had a perfectly good car that was running. It needed a little bit of work, but you could have put a little bit of money into that car, made that car work. But you decided to sell it, and then you going through all manners of hell, trying to fix the shit that they fucking sold you, and they didn't even hook the shit up right. See, that right there would piss me the fuck off. That right there would have had me fucking about to damn burn that motherfucker down. I ain't even gonna cap. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you the damn truth. That would piss me the fuck off. Call me a dick, call me an a-hole, call me everything in the book. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you this right now. I ain't in the wrong. I ain't in the wrong. I ain't never been in the wrong, and I would be a damn dirty dilly-dee fool if I pay for a car, then that motherfucker break on me like that. Oh yeah, we going to fucking war.
A lot of times you post it on their website, you can get the ball rolling.
Start this by saying that I have never once come on the internet to bash a brand or company.
Here we go again.
I think
I have.
I'm drawing the line in the sand when it comes to purchasing a brand new vehicle and spending thousands of dollars on a car just for it to not work.
Right.
If you are familiar with or have ever heard of lemon law, you probably know where I'm going with this. But if you don't know about lemon law and or you've ever thought about purchasing a new vehicle, stick around because you're going to want to hear this.
Here we go.
Long story short, I purchased a brand new BMW X6 in August of last year.
Big boy.
I took possession of it straight from the factory. I was the one and sole owner of the car, and at about 5,000 miles in, I started experiencing some horrendous brake vibration. I took the car into the same dealership that I bought the vehicle from. They shaved my rotors down. They thought they fixed it, and
usually when it comes to brake vibration, it's not that the brakes are messed up. It's that whoever installed the brakes at the factory, because if you just got the vehicle, that's a factory issue. And I know exactly where the fucking factory's at because I worked there. But it's usually got something to do with the way that the brake pads are sitting in the caliper. If they don't put them in right, they'll vibrate. Or the brakes aren't really... It's a lot of shit that goes on with that. Let's continue.
I was sent on my way. Less than, I think maybe 3 or 4 weeks later, the same thing started happening again. Mind you, each time I've gone to schedule an appointment with my dealership, I have to wait 3 to 4 weeks for a appointment to be able to receive a loaner car.
That's very true. Even though BMW is really good at giving you loaners, my wife had an issue with her BMW when she got it, and we had to schedule that appointment, like she said, about 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time in order for us to be able to get a loaner once we got to the dealership. Now, I don't know what was going on at that time. It just seemed like everybody was getting loaners, but that's like part of the reason why we got out of that truck. It's just, even though they were really good at, their customer service was great. And I'm not going to say the customer service was bad, but it just seemed like that particular dealership just had too much going on and not enough cars for loaners and not enough people working. So it can be a serious headache because people always say, oh, you could just take it back. It's just an inconvenience. You pay $90,000 for a vehicle, whatever the price may be. You're not expecting to have to keep taking it back to the dealership.
So this whole process started right at the 6,000 mile mark. And in July of this year, my car was finally declared a lemon because it had been in the shop 4 different times in over 30 days with no successful outcome of fixing the brake vibration. So I am currently, I think, $14,000 away from being able to repurchase the same vehicle that I purchased a year ago. Because of the buyback price that they have offered me. So to say the least.
So that's crazy. So they lowballed her on the
They lowballed her on a vehicle that she.
So many people that BMW had fixed
Or whatever the case may be.
because I was told by so many people that BMW had fixed all their issues and that they were great cars. And I will be the first to say, even with the issues, this has been my favorite car I've ever had in my entire life. I absolutely love it and have honestly been just sad over the whole process.
Look, I ain't gonna even lie. BMW, and I can say this because I used to work there. I used to work at BMW's factory, where they built the X6s and X5s. So basically, the entire X series, excluding the X1 and X2, I worked in the dealer. I worked in the factory. BMWs are very, very highly precise vehicles when it comes to the way that they're built. There's a certain way that you have to there's very strict processes that go on when it comes to building those BMWs. Everything's checked, triple checked, quadruple checked, quality control, everything. They're all BMWs go through an extensive quality control check. Now, in her case, there's only one or two things that I can think of. Either the brake rotors or brake pads were messed up when they installed them from the factory, or the pin that secures the brake pads was not in the right spec, and it's causing the brakes to vibrate. Because the way that those pads are slotted in, they vibrate if they're not put in right, or they vibrate if that pin is not secured in place right. So I'm not sure what happened with that. But I don't know. All I'm gonna say is this. Not all the time is buying a new car the best. I'm gonna just say that. It's not typically the best when you buy a new car. It should be because it just came off the factory floor. But for now, with all these different quality control issues and companies are skirting the process when it comes to quality and the way that they're doing these different car companies and the way they're doing these cars nowadays, they're not built like they were back in the day. Probably for good reason, but for the most part, they're overly complicated machines, and they break too easily. There's reasons why old Chevys go 200 plus thousand miles. There's reasons why old Fords go 250, 300, 400,000 miles. There's a reason why old Toyotas go for almost a quarter of a million miles. There's reasons why these cars lasted a shit time, a shit load of fucking miles. There's reasons why, because those vehicles were built to last. These new vehicles are built to get you into the next time that you need to go to the dealership, and they gonna offer you a more expensive, more optioned out vehicle, and they gonna fuck you in the ass with no lube, and they gonna keep on saying, you know what, just come back and buy a new car. When the salesman said come back and buy another vehicle, they mean that shit. Come back and buy another vehicle because you're gonna keep making me money. Again, trust them if you want to. I ain't stupid. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, channel, support the podcast, Spotify.com. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you guys for listening, and I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.